Russian Aerospace Forces warplanes and helicopters and Syrian Special Forces troops have completed large-scale nighttime drills in the western central Syrian province of Hama. Under the exercise scenario, enemy forces attacked Syrian forces and managed to take over a civilian settlement. Consequently, Syrian commandos backed by Russian air power were tasked with taking back the settlement in a major coordinated nighttime operation involving large numbers of troops, heli-borne commandos, aircraft, artillery and missile strikes. Footage published by Russia's defense ministry shows Russian Su-35 fighter jets and Su-24 tactical bombers aircraft taking off from the Khmeimim Airbase in Latakia, western Syria, and conducting large-scale mock bombardments of enemy positions, while Syrian forces did the same using ground-based tactical missiles and massed Grad rocket artillery. Russian Ka-52 attack helicopters joined the operations. Syrian commandos backed by tanks and entrenchment clearing vehicles then speedily maneuvered to the target area in armored personnel carriers, while paratroopers deployed from aboard Mi-8 AMTSH helicopters, some by parachute at altitudes of 1,500 to 3,000 meters, others by fast roping down to the ground as choppers hovered close to the ground. Syrian forces involved in the exercises included personnel from the 25th Special Mission Forces Division, better known as the Tiger Forces, the elite brigade-sized formation created in 2013 and used extensively in Syria's battles against foreign-funded and armed jihadists and rebel groups across the country over the past decade. Russian and Syrian commanders were said to have expressed satisfaction with the high level of coordination between the two countries' forces during the drills. Russia is one of Syria's major allies in the battle against terrorism, and, together with Hezbollah fighters from Lebanon and IRGC Quds force advisors from Iran, played a crucial role in the mid to late 2010s battle by Syrian forces to prevent their country from collapsing as it was besieged by the US and powerful regional actors. This spring, Syria began the speedy normalization of relations with most of its neighbors and returned triumphantly to the Arab League, an organization it was suspended from in 2011 amid the push to overthrow President Bashar Assad. Damascus is also negotiating a Russia and Iran brokered normalization of ties with Turkey. The United States, which controls about a third of the country east of the Euphrates River together with local Kurdish allies, has refused to end its illegal occupation of Syria, citing the purported threat of the re-emergence of Daesh ISIS**. The terror militant group which once occupied large swaths of western Iraq and eastern Syria and threatened to establish a regional caliphate. Syria and its allies have rejected Washington's reasoning and accused the U.S. of secretly assisting the terrorist group. The U.S. has denied these allegations. On the other hand, the United States is considering possible military options to respond to Russia's military presence in Syria, according to an anonymous Pentagon official cited by the Associated Press, AP. This would be aimed at address increasing Russian aggression in the skies over Syria, and comes after U.S. Air Force officials complained that Russian Su-35 fighters had harassed American MQ-9 Reaper drones over Syrian airspace. The Pentagon official further informed AP that there was growing cooperation between Russia, Syria and Iran was aimed at driving the U.S. forces out of Syrian territory. The report closely followed a protest by the deputy head of the Russian Center for Reconciliation of the Opposing Sides in Syria, Rear Admiral Oleg Gurinov, that NATO warplanes had violated Syrian airspace 10 times from July 12 to 13 alone.
The F-22 is on a very short leash. After first being grounded, the world's most sophisticated and expensive jet fighter,
Russia retains a single airbase in Syria which it has since August 2015 directed operations in the country both to support Syrian government counterinsurgency efforts targeting Western and Turkish-backed militants, and to protect the freedom of action of Russian and Syrian forces on Syrian soil against attacks from Western powers and from Turkey. Amid rising tensions in Syria, the United States Air Force in mid-June redeployed F-22 fifth-generation stealth fighters to an airbase in the Middle East, which was reported to be Muwafaq Salti Airbase in Jordan rather than Al Dhafra Airbase in the United Arab Emirates, providing greater proximity to the Syria theater. Although reported by U.S. officials as intended to increase the U.S. military's visibility as a deterrent to Iran, the assets could well support operations in Syria, including, if needed, targeting Iranian assets in the country. Unlike the F-22s, which were developed for high-end air superiority missions to engage Russian fighters like the Su-35, the F-16s and A-10s are much more likely to be used in air-to-surface roles, with both classes having been used for Western airstrikes on Syrian army positions in the past. Syrian and allied efforts to challenge the Western presence have been met with overwhelming retaliation, leveraging the U.S. military's vast network of bases across the region and its surrounding naval presence. The appropriation of Syrian oil by Western countries has complemented extensive Western economic warfare efforts targeting the Arab country, causing very significant energy shortages and limiting its ability to recover after over a decade of counterinsurgency efforts which ravaged major cities across the country.